Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, we are going to talk about my Switcch model for behavior change, and it's foundational to my Inside Out alignment program. So I've created a graphic that we'll be able to refer to and go through point by point what makes up this behavior change model. And we're going to show you a simple example of beginning a new exercise routine, say jogging, works in this model. So here's the model. And as you can see, it's got three pieces on the outside. It's got the steps in the middle. And then in the background, running 24/7, 365, is this idea of purposeful optimism. But let's start inside the circle. Then we're going to move to the self-image, self-talk, self-efficacy components. And then I'm going to touch on purposeful optimism. So as I've worked with clients over the years, the biggest challenge I think any coach has is getting buy-in. Like, people say they want to change their behavior, they want to achieve a certain goal, and oftentimes they don't. They're stuck, they've tried, they failed. It's likely because they haven't spent time understanding if this is something that they actually want. And that's where we get into this misalignment of what we want and what we actually do. So as we start this process, this is one component of the Inside Out alignment program. This is the behavior change element. And specifically, this formula was created so people had a roadmap, a simple, intuitive roadmap of kind of how this works. So if we look at any type of behavior change or goal achievement or goal setting exercise, there's one foundational element, and that is some level of effort. The minimum effective dose of effort. I'm going to parallel path an example of what this looks like. So what is the goal that we're trying to achieve? What is the behavior we're trying to change? We want to start jogging. We want to ultimately do a 5K in 6 months. So if that's the example, that's the goal, there's behavior change that's needed to achieve that goal. What is the minimum level of effort one could say would start this process? You could say, I'm going to take my shoes, set them by my bed, and tomorrow, the minimum effort I'm going to do is I'm going to get up out of bed. I'm going to put my shoes on. I'm going to go walk into the kitchen and drink some water. So getting out of bed, putting our shoes on, going into the kitchen to get a glass of water. So we're going to repeat that over a number of days. And it's important that we repeat that because we're building that muscle. And as we're repeating all of this, it's important that we stay consistent in the times we get up, in the number of days we do this, and how we go about doing that. So after a number of days, after a number of weeks, we've been doing that consistently, and we're going to classify that as a small win because you've got to be able to give yourself encouragement, and that can look like these small wins. So we're always after some level of small win, right? So we've gone through a week or two or three of doing that. Next effort is to actually get out and walk around the block. And then after that, we're going to walk around 2 blocks and 3 blocks. And then we're going to jog for a half a block. And then we're going to jog for a block. And then we're going to jog for 2 blocks, layering on these repeated efforts consistently, acknowledging our small wins when we get them. And in doing all of this, we're building momentum. So as we progress from getting out of bed, shoes on, drinking water, out the door, walking to jogging, 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, we see this level of progression. And as we progress, we start to build competencies. And the competency in this example is simply being able to get out of bed, go for a morning run, and start our day. That's a competency. And as we keep building these competencies, the byproduct of that is confidence, what I refer to as authentic confidence. So competence starts, confidence follows, and oftentimes it's a loop. It's called the competence-confidence loop. After we do this over a period of time and we've built all of this competence and the byproduct of confidence, we're then more likely to change that behavior. So that's the inner process. Now, what kind of frames that? And then what runs in the background? So this all starts with self-image or identity. You're the type of person who, how do we see ourselves? Foundationally, how we see ourselves is directly correlated to how we present ourselves in the world and the things we do. but the self-image and the identity element is your being. This is the be, do, have process that I talk about as well. What follows self-image is self-talk. So throughout the day, what messages are we repeating to ourselves? Are we critical? Are we harsh? Are we tough? Or are we compassionate and calm and patient and supportive and encouraging? So very critical that we have the right self-image. We are the type of person who we talk to ourselves in a way that is encouraging and positive. We speak to ourselves the way we would speak to our best friend. And then self-efficacy is this idea of I happen to know I can do the things I want to do. It's also called agency, or in other words, we have belief in our abilities to do certain things, to accomplish certain things. And another way to look at self-efficacy is having a growth mindset, believing you can do more, have more, be more. And when we talk about growth mindset, we talk comparatively to a fixed mindset, meaning my talents are fixed, my skills are fixed, my capabilities are fixed. I just can only do so much. A growth mindset is the exact opposite, is that I can do way much more than I've done in the past. I'm always developing, I'm always progressing. So that's the loop of self-image, self-talk, and self-efficacy. And then what's running in the background here is what I call purposeful optimism. And this is not optimism for optimism's sake, right? There's a lot of people out there who are just optimistic because, well, I just want to be optimistic. But what I found with my clients is when we figure out kind of what their purpose and passions are in life. So for me, it's helping people bring out their best selves. It's always having a sense of contribution. What can I do for others? And when I wake up every day knowing that I'm going to help people become a better version of themselves and that I'm constantly contributing, this is the fuel that I tap into every day. That is optimism. There's 3 layers basically in this model. The actual steps 1 through 8, the self-image, self-talk, self-efficacy, which is kind of the foundation of the program. And then always running in the background 24/7, 365 is this purposeful optimism. So this is a model that I've developed and it works really well for my clients. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I hope you found this helpful, insightful, encouraging, motivating. So this is a process that I've developed that works really great for my clients. I hope it works for you. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm always happy to engage. So thanks for your time today. I hope you have an awesome day and we'll be talking again soon.